As internship comes to an end, we were given the prompt to think about the biggest contribution we made, or like the biggest success we made during this internship. And I'll be honest, it stumped me to try to find out what was my biggest contribution I made, or if I made any at all. Because I'll be honest, I was very hesitant into going into internship and wondering what my purpose there was exactly, because I was doing a little bit of everything, but it wasn't as my expectations were very clearly different from what I was expecting that I was going to be doing. But I will be honest and say I don't regret anything I did for internship. Like, at first I was afraid. I'm just like, oh, they're just gonna find things to keep me busy, and I have no contribution here to make. They don't need a naive 17-year-old coming here every day and just trying to give her stuff to keep her hands busy type of thing. But I realized my biggest contribution I made was really helping bring back Central back onto its feet, because I didn't mention this before, but Central used to be a nonprofit organization, but the previous board members have left it in such a wreck that Central lost its nonprofit standing and was really just a building at that point. There was my mentors, Imo Luna and Dr. Roberto. They've made Centro like a second job to them. They've been putting their own funds, their own efforts into trying to bring back Centro to how it was back so many years ago, when it used to be such a big highlight for Chicano activists and artists. So my contribution was really helping it bring back this legacy, whether it be looking at their archives and helping to keep track of all the art that's stored there, because after all, there's numerous amount of pieces of art that's been donated to this place, and obviously they don't have the materials or resources to preserve this stuff as museums can, because after all, they're still fighting for grants from the government, especially San Diego County. It hasn't always been the most helpful to them. So my contribution it's overall just bringing back, helping with the littlest stuff to bring back their legacy that they left. And that can conclude from scanning archives from 2000s and record books, scanning the most menial stuff, such as like emails or draft leases. Those still make the importance of it. Just because you aren't doing something so exciting or it keeps you engaged every day doesn't mean that you're not doing anything meaningful at all. Because after all, this work I was doing, it may seem boring to others. It seemed boring to me at first as well, but I realized what I was doing was bringing a contribution and helping restore the legacy into the standing Central used to have. And hopefully, like my mentor Imo was saying, that hopefully by the end of this year and the next year, we will have like a more restored and better running Centro, so we can have more publicity and overall just extra everything, like even considering hiring workers and opening Centro 7 days a week. Because after all, my internship was half remote, half on site, because Centro can't afford being open for 7 days or 5 days a week. So this was another struggle, and I don't regret any single thing at all, but I wish I could obviously have been there when Centro was more of a back to its original spotlight. It had so much more to do and a lot more popular and a lot more active, but at the same time, I don't regret it because I get to help leave my mark and help with just restoring it back to its previous glory. And the greatest thing is that my mentors both have wanted me to stay on after internships over the summer, work with them, and do more extensive research and working with them even more to hopefully gain a place there, because After all, one of my interests is Chicanx studies, and I'm going to be minoring in Chicanx studies when I go on to university. So it's a great opportunity because eventually I will be able to see Sentinel go on to its previous glory, and I think that was just my biggest contribution, just doing the small stuff that everyone overlooks, just doing the small stuff, the stuff that my mentors won't have to worry about later on. So yeah, that was my biggest contribution, just doing the small stuff that no one really considers how much of an impact it makes.